Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 82 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series, where today I want to get into extreme reactors. So between episodes I did a little prep work. I replaced my furnace here with the Elite Smelting Factory, which is Mechanisms Furnace, just because I know I'm going to need to be smelting and processing a lot of stuff all at once here shortly, because I want to make a decent-sized multi-block reactor from Extreme Reactors. So Extreme Reactors is one of the first big multi-block mods that did like giant power generation. It was originally big reactors, and then I think Extreme Reactors is basically like a spiritual successor to it, because big reactors eventually kind of faded off. So somebody did Extreme Reactors to kind of carry the torch. So there's a bunch of fuels and a bunch of multi-block components and all this kind of stuff, and we're going to start checking it out today because I'm currently burning through power faster than I'm producing it. Well, sometimes. Depends on your point of view. If it's daytime, I'm definitely doing that. And the reason it needs to be daytime is because I am basing this power gen and usage off polonium. So if we see here, we should be losing power now. Yep, can confirm. So the polonium that we're producing over at our reactor area, and speaking of our reactor area, how's my Geiger counter report now? Yeah, definitely better than the 92 it was the other day, remember? So we're getting there. But basically, nuclear waste, boom, in here, gets converted with solar neutron activator into polonium, and the polonium pours into the SPS, making antimatter. So we've got close to 300 antimatter at this point. We need 1,000, I believe, to get our very first piece of antimatter pellet. So it takes a long time to produce antimatter pellets this way, but we'll get there. The problem is, well, it's not so much a problem, but we're definitely burning through power, because it takes me about 2 million RF per tick, or FE per tick, to process polonium as fast as we're producing it. Like if we check over here, you'll see we've burned through our polonium. This guy has burned through his polonium, and at some point soon we'll probably clear out the backlog that is in this pipe, and then this polonium will dissipate as well. But it's taking a lot of power to keep up. So I want to generate more power, aka what I want to do is make an extreme reactor. So that's what we're going to do today. Check it out. So the Extreme Reactors mod is pretty fun to mess with. There's a bunch of different ways you can build your reactor. I'm going to build one, and we'll kind of play with it and see how it goes. Some things have definitely changed since back in the day, and there's different types of moderator fluids, and there's all kinds of new fluids you can make. So we're going to check it out together and just see what kind of cool stuff we can come up with. Sound fair? I'm kind of looking at the old big reactor simulator that exists, but it's pretty outdated compared to what's available today. So I don't know for sure how useful it's going to be. But long story short, we'll play with it and see what we can come up with. Sound cool? So I'm going to build a 9x9x9 reactor, because 9x9 is the best shape that you can get. It's been documented, clearly. Anyone who follows this channel should know that by now. And what I'm going to do is I've pre-programmed a majority of the stuff you have to make. One of them being graphite bars, which is just a smelted form of charcoal. So, you know, we should be able to get all this done. Why don't I craft all the stuff we need, and then we'll talk about what it is when I get back in a minute. Alright, so this mod needs a lot of iron. Like a lot of iron, like a real lot of iron. So I added iron to my digital miner, and I'm working on it. I even upgraded all these processors to process my ores a little faster than they have been. Seems to be going okay. So we're cooking up a bunch of steel is what we need, but then also to make this stuff, you actually need a block of iron plus steel. So you need a decent amount of iron per reactor casing, especially to get the reinforced one. So the difference between reinforced, let's see, extreme reactor casings, most materials, there's a basic form and a reinforced form. Basically speaking, basic reactors can only be 5x5x5. So if you need something bigger than that, you need to use reinforced. And reinforced is expensive. Basic is relatively cheap, reinforced is relatively pricey. There's your difference. Alright, let's pop out to our reactors area. Not everything is done building yet, but we're gonna start. Because we need to start. That's basically what it comes down to. It's taking a while to build some of these things. So let's first make sure that this area is chunk loaded. Thank you. And we'll start with, like I said, a 9x9 reactor. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's going to be a little bit bigger than this, but that's okay. Let's make sure that we're 2x2 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Cool. So that'll be the base of the reactor. And then we're going to go up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then on top of that, we're going to have 8th. And then... there we go. And then... 7. Look at the math balancing out correctly. How cool is that? Perfect. Now, do I have my control rods? Can I make those yet? I was waiting for more iron last I checked. Oh my goodness, we're low on charcoal. That is kind of funny to me. Let's go check out our charcoal production and see if we can't just speed it up a smidge. Because I assume that you aren't... oh my... we're actually low on wood. Look at that. Okay, cool. Today I learned. Yeah, we're actually a little bit low on wood. I must have burned through a lot of my charcoal. What I should do then, I mean, I have some decent storage blocks here, but what we could do, functional storage, what if I got a gold upgrade for you? 1, 2, make a oak might be a problem. Actually, no, we're kind of okay. Okay, so how about I just make it so that you guys can have... well, I do want you to eventually back stuff on the charcoal. Maybe I'll make you the copper. Maybe that's what I'll do. Because I could do this, right? And then put you on a copper upgrade. So then you'll be able to store up to 16,000 copper, and you can store up to 32,000 oak. That works. What I could do is filter this so that he keeps at least a stack of oak available at all times. I should be able to do that. If I'm not mistaken, that's what I should be able to do, right? You and you. And now you should leave a stack of oak available at all times, and you won't extract it to turn it to charcoal. I think. Or I'm lying. Or I'm lying. Oh, that's an insert. That's why. Oh. Right. If this was an extract card, that would do it. How about on the down? What do you got going on here? So you're stocking 64 oak? Yeah. And then on the down, you're extracting your charcoal back into there. All right, let's change this up then. Give me you. On the down, you're going to extract, you're going to insert... well, actually, I don't need 2 of these now. So on the down, you're going to insert on orange, extract on white, and you're going to insert on white, extract on orange. And that should do what I said it would do. Because with an extract card, filtering means keep at least this many in stock. So see how it's not transferring oak wood yet? But if I got it some oak wood and put some in there, it should transfer enough such that it'll keep 8 in there at all times. See? Cool. See? 64 at all times. Nice, right? Now, why you guys have oak wood inside the refined storage system without existing in here, I don't know. But see how it's keeping it? That should work. So now we'll always have at least a stack of wood. If I wanted to bump that up, by the way, how about 4 stacks of wood? So now keep 256 available at all times. And then any excess can be turned into charcoal until we backstuff charcoal. That should work, right? Should work. Seems to be working. Works for me. Alright, now, back to Extreme Reactors. Can I make the 41... reactor control dudes that I need? Yeah, control rods. And then we've got our reinforced fuel rods. That seems cool. Back to the reactors world. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I don't have quite enough reactor glass. I'm pretty sure that's the case. But we'll start with what we got. Cool? So I should be able to plop that stuff down here. Oh, cool. You have a broken texture on the visual. That's kind of neat. That's new. I haven't found that happening before. That's kind of cool. Well, at least we know that if there's broken textures in building gadgets, it doesn't crash the game, at least. Because that's the alternative. Either render broken texture or crash game. Alright, that's not too shabby. That's not too shabby. Alright, now we're going to need reactor fuel rods. We're going to need our control rods, which are coming in this way now. That should be cool. And that's mostly it. We're just waiting on these guys to finish crafting. Alright, crafting complete. So then these guys are what comes in. Now I'm pretty sure these goes on the ceiling. And the pattern you want to have is something along these lines. I'm going to take this off my hotbar here just because. And then you. Right? Am I doing this right? Oh, I see what I did. I made a 7x7 internal. Well, that's fine, and that's good enough. It'll be fine. I'm probably going to have extra resources, because I forgot that a 9x9 means 9x9 internal. I'm like, why do I have so much extra glass? I didn't make enough glass, and I have enough glass. Oh, that's why. I just figured it out. Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. I made a 7x7 reactor when I said I was going to make a 9x9. But, like I said, whatever. We have a few extra resources. Maybe we'll amp it up at some point in the future. I don't feel like breaking it all down and redoing it. So when you talk about your reactor designs, what you're looking at is the internals. So when you say 9x9x9, it means an 11x11x11 external. So what I did is I made enough resources almost for a 9x9x9 internal, which, you know, I'm not making. Okay, and this one I will probably want to copy paste as well. Okay, cool, that works. Now I'm going to assume, rightly so, that I should get my shrinking tool for this purpose, because he's not gonna yoink. Hey, much better. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Dude. I'm mostly doing this to kind of get a feel for what it's like. So if I determine like, hey, yeah, this is awesome, I want to make a bigger one, then I'll tear it down and make a bigger one. Deal? Deal. Besides, I have most of the resources needed to do so. But I just want to get it built first and see how it works, because this is the first time playing with this mod in how many versions of Minecraft now? I couldn't even tell you. I think I got it all, but if I missed anything, I'm sure I'll find out pretty soon. Now, the trick with this mod is if you right-click, it'll tell you the problem in the top there. So right now it's telling me, hey, there's not enough controllers in this thing. Luckily, I made a controller, and he's right here. Only reactor casings can be used here. -141, -112, -183. Only reactor casings can be used here? Where? Is it the floor of the reactor? Does the floor of the reactor have to be all casings? Because that would kind of stink. I kind of want to go under it. Let's see, do I have a gadget? I do. A little bit easier. Okay. I am looking at negative 183, 141. This guy. Only reactor casings can be used here? Really? That's a bummer. Alright, then get me... just a stack. Oh, we're missing charcoal. Alright, we'll be back. I have to go deal with charcoal problems. Going on, charcoal. Wow, we are really low on charcoal, aren't we? Probably because we're waiting for more of this. What could I do here? What could I do here? What could I do here? Okay, yeah, I get the error message. Go away now. I get it. Is there a good way to make this stuff grow faster? That I currently have access to? Probably. Alright, only because I haven't tried it yet, let's try out Elemental Craft to make crop growth work. Because the crops work the same, right? So I don't know exactly where I'm going to need this to be, but if we went ahead and got ourselves our shovel, and we dug this up a little bit. So what it says in the book in Elemental Craft, accelerates crops growth above it. To grow crops that cannot be grown with bone meal, you need to upgrade it with the boneless growth shrine. So in theory, that would be... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it like kind of-ish in the middle here, and I have no idea what its range will be, but we'll figure it out, I guess. So like here-ish could be the growth shrine, and then we would have you guys reaching out to one of these with one of these on it, and it says it uses water element, so I got a water source here, and we'll just stick it right on top. How's that sound, right? And then you start filling up with water, and let's make sure that you've got enough. Hooray, filling up with water, right? And then empty hand click. Oh, nope, not that. There we go. And that should be pumping water into the growth shrine. And then if I'm not mistaken... Oh my goodness, I see it's doing bone mealing effects. Okay. Well, it's working. I just don't like that it does that. How about boneless? Growth shrine upgrade. Period plus one. That's annoying because it makes it a lot slower. But it does this, which is super annoying. But we can kind of see what the range is, at least, with this. Even without speed upgrades, though, that's pretty good. Right? So maybe we want to move that deeper into the center-ish. I guess I could keep you here, right? We just need longer pipes. Should be fine, right? Then I don't have to use up more durability on this thing. Should be fine. And click. And what I'll do is I'll aim to be more in the center-ish of this location. So how about we put him right here? Does that work? Where are those pipes? Does that work? I guess so. I don't love that it's causing a bone mealing effect around here. Though technically I could probably just replace the... You know what I could do? That could work. That could work. What if I got my exchanger? Right. And let's get our Horn of the Wild. Right? And then we just wait for this guy to process everything again. Corner of the Wild looks like it cleared out. That should be cool. That should be cool. Though I don't think that's cool. Give me a little bit of this. This one might need to be great. Right? I like this plan. Okay, and then shrink it down to a range of 1 just to get the little stragglers that I've been missing. Because I hate tall grass. It's like a personal thing for me. Like, I just really dislike it. Hopefully I didn't miss any. That should be cool, right? Okay. And there you go. Now we've prevented the tall grass problem, for the most part. For me, close enough. Cool. And that should drastically increase the rate at which we are collecting oak and therefore producing charcoal, right? I would say so. Now, are you fully upgraded with speed upgrades? You are. So let's get you... Let's see what happens when you drop off here. In theory, you should drop off a ton of oak. And that should all get smelted right away. Now, are you keeping up with your oak production? Do I need to upgrade you? No, I think you're cool. Alright, so hey, elemental craft. Not bad. See? Finding good uses for this stuff. The shrines are neat, and definitely pretty powerful. And this should just infinitely run now, right? Because this thing will eventually run out of juice, but then he'll recharge himself and he'll be fine. So, hey, that's pretty cool. I like it. I definitely do. Man, whatever I'm using charcoal for, it's getting burned up quick. I bet it's the pressure over at Midway and Pneumaticraft area. Is that what's going on down here? Are we running out of pressure charcoal stuff? Destination obstructed. What are you talking about? Are you guys the charcoal problem? You are the charcoal problem. Yeah, you are a little bit of charcoal. Wow, yeah, you're actually like significantly low on charcoal. It's a little bit of a bummer. But hopefully we can keep up now. I think we'll be alright. I think we'll be alright. I think doing that will rebalance ourselves and just be fine. I'll just keep an eye on it for a little bit. Somehow bees are happening? What's this all about? Why are bees happening? I know B is targeting me. B needs to explain why he exists all of a sudden. Does bone mealing trees equal bee hives can spawn? Because that seems like a little bit of craziness, right? We're gonna have to keep an eye on that. Because that I don't understand at all. Well, I can at least state that we are definitely net gaining on charcoal now, so that's good. So that means I should be able to make my reactor stuff pretty soon. Yeah, close. But yeah, we are definitely producing more charcoal than we're using in the Pneumaticraft area. So given a little bit of time, we'll be fine. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome, actually. Really good. Alright, so let's try repairing this stuff. So, go into here. I'm hoping that this works. Nope, apparently not. Be right back. Let's see how this does for us. Hey, there we go. All right. Crisis averted. So today we learned that with extreme or big reactors, the bottom can't be glass. I knew that was the case occasionally. I knew that sometimes that was true. And now I know when it's true. It's big reactors. Remember, sometimes I say that with mechanism reactors or the ones I'm like, can the bottom be made out of glass? And for some reason, I always like questioned whether that was a real. Yeah, there's a reason, and that's because this one it can't be. All right, cool, sweet. Now the other thing we need from extreme reactors here to get going is we need an active power tap, I think, and we need solid access port. I think we need 2 of these. We're missing a hopper? We don't know how to make hoppers? How do we not know how to make hoppers at this stage of the game? How do I not have hoppers automated? There you go. Okay. So we've got our reactive power tap, and then we need solid access port. I want 2 of these. Okay. And the power tap is where we can access our power. And that's where our flux plug will go. And that'll be on the reactors network, remember. Do. Come on, flux plug. You can do it. There you are. I'm not going to hook him. Well, yeah, why not? Why not? Generators network, bypass limit. There you go. Now you can do all the things. And then here and here, let's do our ports. Now this guy is inlet mode. This guy I think we want to set to outlet mode. Okay, that should be cool. And then I think I just need a bunch of uranium ingots. And we'll see what happens when I put them into the inlet mode guy. Zoinks! Hello! Wow, that barely filled up the core at all. Alright, you're going to need a lot of uranium ingots. It might behoove me to get uranium over here. Do we have a keep in stockish kind of thing? Yeah, blue. So let's do uranium ingots for this. What I should see you doing, putting uranium ingots in there. Let's get some overclockers. Let's get some more overclockers. Just so you can be nice and fast about keeping things in stock. Because at this point, we're going to want that, right? Okay. And then every now and then, refined storage does that to me, and I've never figured out why. Boom, boom, boom. And then we should be cool. All right. Reactors. And you. And you. And on the down. And I want my overclockers so that you can extract. And then on the opposite side of this, which is west, you can insert. And then boom! That's keeping uranium in stock. Nice. Now we might need to dump out our process fuel, but we'll figure out how that works in a sec. But I'm going to assume that we're going to be doing this and then dumping it into refined storage, but we'll find out. So in theory, turn on the reactor, void reactants, waste ejection mode automatic. In automatic mode, waste from the core will be ejected as soon as possible. In manual mode, well, it's supposed to be manual ejected. Yeah, we want automatic mode. Emergency shutdown. Turn off the reactor and push the control rods all the way into the fuel rods and hope for the best. Fun times. So, reactor control rods can be used to set the percentage of insertion, which basically means slow down the reaction such that it'll produce less power and use less fuel. So at 0, it'll just burn as fast as possible. At 100, it won't run at all, I think. And anything in between. So if you set it to 50, it'll run at 50% power, meaning it'll use 50% less fuel and generate 50% less power. Let's see what happens when we turn this thing on. Boom. Okay, cool. So we've got a decent amount of core heat, and we can see some metrics here. I guess that's a... I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I guess we'll see. So we're producing 21-ish thousand per... So we've got casing heat and core heat. Casing heat, heat of the reactor's fuel. High heat raises fuel usage. Core heat is transferred to the casing. Transfer rate is based on the design of the reactor's interior. Correct. And then casing heat, 1827. So we're at 24 and 18. And then we're filling up an internal buffer, and we're producing about 24,000 RF a tick. Okay. That's cool. And then you've got a stack of uranium in here, and then you should eventually be spitting out fuel waste. So you can see the depleted fuel. Okay, not too shabby. We're at 1,000 millibuckets of waste almost, and I guess that'll be dumped into ingot form in a second. Yes, it was. And we can see that waste chilling right here, ready to go into this. So on the opposite side of this, we'll have an extract, and on the down, we'll have an insert. And then boom, boom, and then that's cool. And now if we look at extreme reactors, we should see our cyanide ingot, which we can use to make things. Okay? So that's pretty neat. Now, if we want to make this reactor more efficient, so let's turn you off. Everything cools down. Okay. So I think the core heat determines how much power gen we get, right? So we saw that we were sitting around 2,400, was it core? And 1,800, was it casing? So the casing heat, I think, is what generates power. High heat raises energy output and coolant conversion. High heat raises fuel usage. So the hotter the core, the more fuel we use. The hotter the casing, the more power we generate. So we want high casing heat and we want low core heat. So we need to add some moderators to this. And that's what I believe... Oh, wrong book. Moderators is all about. Okay. So there's reactants, which is the fuel, basically, and waste. And then there's moderators, which moderate, basically. So there's a bunch of fluid blocks. I don't see... The one thing that I'm missing is what moderators would make sense. So let's turn you off for a sec. So right now we're just being wasteful with fuel, but I think we can improve fuel usage by adding some liquids in here, or solids, as a moderator, right? So I think like lead, for example, is a lead block. If I F3H and turn on advanced tooltips, extreme reactors, this block can be used as a radiation moderator inside a reactor. This block can be used as a coil inside a turbine. Okay, cool. And then there's also some fluids as well. So if we look at like buckets, for example, we'll see water can be used as a radiation moderator. I think like liquid ethylene, this block or fluid can be used as a radiation moderator. And you can only see this on the tooltip if you F3H and see advanced tooltips, otherwise it won't show it. So it's kind of like a spoiler. The problem is I'm not seeing any stats for like how well it works. Like to what degree does it moderate? Like I would imagine liquid ethylene is better than water, but how? I don't know. I'm not sure. So I'm trying to figure that out. This block heat properties, but that's specific to pneumatocraft. Does that also apply here? I don't know. I honestly don't. I have no idea. So I think what I'm going to do is have to research this a bit. So let's wrap up here and come back next episode. I'll do a little bit of research and see if I can't figure out. If I can't figure it out, then next episode we'll just do some experimentation, right? We'll throw some water in these spots, and then we'll throw, you know, some ethylene in these spots and see what the difference is. And see if we can't come up with a good idea of what's cool. How's my Geiger counter doing, by the way? Getting there. We're under. That's awesome. We're going to be pretty healthy pretty soon. We're getting close. But for now, let's wrap up. So Darryl20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and see what we can figure out. Also, I have to figure out why... wrong place. Why I keep getting bee nests. Like, that's... I know bees are angry at me for breaking, but there shouldn't be bee nests building here. What's going on with that? Is it because we're bone mealing, or is that, like, an effect? I have no idea. I have no idea why that's happening. But we're going to wrap up. So Darwell 20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. For now, take it easy.